Okay. Good day. How was your day?
I'm glad it's over. Well, some of it anyway.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Another great day of minor adjustments. I don't even know if I got the camera and everything right. Can you check for us? Because, you know, when you're doing stuff live, you don't know if you got everything right. But hopefully I do. I don't know. I ain't actually positively sure. I hope everybody out there is doing well today. Today has been another great day. And today we will be going and doing another minor adjustments week. And today we will be going over always visualize vertically.
Wait, something.
And before we get started, as always, I like to go over my books that I have written. And the first one is, have you ever lost hope in life because of your past? Has a situation taken hold of you? Are you a backslider? It's okay. It is never too late to be who God created you to be. Now is the acceptable time for you to allow your past to push you into your destiny. And that's my first book, Pushed Out of the Crack House into God's House, How to Allow Your Past to Push You into Your Destiny. All right. Next one. It says, God has you in his plans. Have you ever gone through something and it made you feel like you were outside the will of God? Have you ever fasted and prayed and your situation or issues never changed? Then this book is the 28 sermons you have to hear. Then you have to get this book. It's a great book if you ever find yourself in a situation where it seems like your situation is just not changing. Again, that's my second book, the 28 sermons you have to hear. And my third book, it says, if the journey that you are on today seems insurmountable, you can't just follow the traditions of men and think that that'll help you get through what you're facing. Because it doesn't come down to if you can follow rules or not. It comes down to you having a personal relationship with God. You are willing to know him in the power of his resurrection, but are you willing to know him in the fellowship of his suffering? That's my third book. The journey is too great for you. They some nice glasses right there. I like them glasses. Fourth book, God Changed Your Name. Have you ever felt hopeless? Have you ever felt like you were more than how people see you? Have you ever felt that you were living below who you are? This book is for individuals who feel like that. God changed your name, and the subtitle is, so why are you living below who God made you? All right, let's keep going. My next book is I'm a Believer. I am what I am. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm a believer. I am what I am. The next book I wrote was Come Over to the Other Side of the Cross, and it says one of the main reasons why most believers aren't walking in the supernatural or they aren't conscious of their inheritance is because they're living on the wrong side of the cross. Again, another great book for you to get to feed yourself. And my last book, other than the Minor Adjustments book, what we will be going through today is what's my purpose is greater than my struggle. My purpose is greater than my struggles. And this is a great book dealing strictly with purpose. It's dealing with purpose. My purpose is greater than my struggle. Your purpose is greater than your struggles. No matter what you may be facing, always remember that the purpose you were created, the purpose for why you were created is greater than your struggles. This book, you must get this book in your arsenal and you feed. It's strictly about purpose. It's focusing strictly on purpose. Let me take a sip real quick. All right. Again, my name is Michael Mickey Williams Jr. and that's
Lernell Apple Williams.
yeah, I want you to say his name. And that's my wife Lernell. And anyway, we're going to do the minor adjustment program every week at 6 o'clock. We go through the minor adjustment workbook, which is another book that I have written. It's actually a program called Minor Adjustments Program. It's an 8-week course. We go into individuals, churches that have stronghold ministries or halfway house, substance abuse places, and we teach an 8-week course of the minor adjustment program. We go each week, we teach on a different subject. If you look on my page, you'll see the first 4 weeks that we did. We go to each week and we teach a different subject. After the 8 weeks, we have a graduation. After the 8 weeks, we have a graduation where the clients and participants get a bracelet that says anywhere but backwards. Anywhere but backwards. And they also get a certificate with their name on it, the program director's name on it. And then we have a little bit some type of food that will be provided, like a graduation, and we allow the individuals to say what they received from us coming for the last 8 weeks, or what they think that we can do better to help individuals, and we'll allow them to speak and give a testimony. And again, minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime, and our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. And our motto is anywhere but backwards. That motto came from a scripture I read years ago. It's Jeremiah 7:24, and it says, "Yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards instead of forward." So I took that scripture and I applied it to my business and my program, and I took that phrase, anywhere but backwards. Minor adjustments teach individuals to focus on going forward and be willing to go anywhere but backwards. Again, it's an 8-week course that we teach, and any facilities who would like to have us in their facilities, they can go to our website, minoradjustments.org, or you can just call us 1-888-373-9524, or you can email us at minoradjustments2013@gmail.com. We can connect with the program directors. We can connect with the person who's over a stronghold ministry at your church, and we will connect with them, and we will try to set up where we can teach the program for 8 weeks to have a graduation, and we go from there. And today we will be talking about visualizing, one of the great subjects of that I like to focus on. So today we will be doing week 4, visualizing. Always visualize vertically. Okay. How you doing, J-Net? First, every week when we go into wherever we're going to teach the program, I always have, the facilitator must always have an expectation for that particular group that we are dealing with. My expectation for this particular group that I'm dealing with, I'm calling the individuals, whoever watching this video, the group. My expectation is everyone will learn what they need to learn in their development stage. Everyone will learn what they need to learn while they are in their development stage. I will give some explanation to that as soon as I read. Okay, today we're talking about visualizing. Always visualize vertically. It says, always live off your vision and never live off your sight. Your sight shows you what's now, but your vision shows you what's to come. Unbelief in ourselves is prevalent that I do not wish is so prevalent that I do not wish to say anything that might be interpreted as excusing it. But for all our being so slow to believe in ourselves, I still think that sometimes we blame ourselves for unbelief when our trouble is nothing more than our inability to visualize. If you have a willing mind and are truly ready to make some minor adjustments in your life, you will have to learn how to always visualize vertically. You have to always visualize vertically. If you want to make some changes in your life, you will have to always visualize vertically. And before I read that, I said that my expectation is that everyone who hears us will learn what they need to learn while they're in the development stage. Everyone will learn what they need to learn while they're in the development stage. Listen to me. Insect, when a caterpillar goes into the cocoon, the caterpillar is actually a different insect when it's in the cocoon. A caterpillar, when it goes in the cocoon, is actually called the pupa. P-A-P-U. P-U-P-A. P-U-P-A, the pupa. The pupa, when the caterpillar, everybody thinks the caterpillar goes into the cocoon and then he becomes the adult butterfly. But actually, when the caterpillar goes in the cocoon, it's actually called a different insect. And that insect is called the pupa. P-U-P-A. The pupa is the insect that's in the stage of development. And I said that everyone will learn what they need to learn when they're in the stage of development. When we see individuals who are still struggling with drugs or still struggling with a criminal lifestyle, and we may not be struggling at that particular time like they are, we can't judge them and think that something's wrong with them. We have to remember that they're simply in the stage of development. They're in the pupa stage, meaning they are in the stage of development. And minor adjustments is a program that God laid on our hearts to try to get individuals to make some minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives so we can get them from being in a stage of development to the full-grown butterfly. And we can get them to the full-grown butterfly, then they can probably make changes that are necessary. But while they're in the pupa stage, while individuals are in a pupa stage, we have to look different at these individuals, not like they're not trying to change. We have to just teach them how to learn what they need to learn while they are in the development stage. Remember that word. The caterpillar, when it goes into the cocoon, turns into the insect called the pupa. The pupa is the insect that's in the stage of development. It don't go straight to being a caterpillar to the adult butterfly. There are some things that have to be developed, and minor adjustments is a program to try to help men and women to develop when they're in their pupa stage. If we help them while they're in their pupa stage, then they will grow up to be adult butterflies. And that's always visualizing vertically. That's why you have to always visualize vertically. Let me see. One second. Again, we're going through the Minor Adjustments program, and it's an 8-week course, and I will keep telling you the mission statement is and telling you that our motto is anywhere but backwards. So when we deal with individuals who are in the pupa stage, we try to teach them that anywhere they must be willing to go anywhere but backwards. The word visualize means to form a mental image. To form a mental image of something incapable of being viewed or not at the moment visible. Ah, man, listen to me. When you see individuals who are going through something, they are in a pupa stage, the stage of development. But if you have a vision, you can see them in another as an adult individual who's no longer going through that stage. That's called visualizing. When I was actually addicted to drugs, I used to literally tell my wife while I was addicted to drugs that I will not always be addicted to these drugs. I said that by faith, but I said that while I was still in my stage of development. How was that possible? Because I had a vision. And long as the individual can grab hold of always visualizing vertically, then they can get out of the place where they are. So I used to tell her that I will not always be in that condition. How did I know? Because I had a vision and I used to see things even though at that moment I wasn't actually living what I was actually seeing. That's why I came up with always visualize vertically. So when I learned from me visualizing vertically and I changed my condition, I took that own concept and I'm teaching individuals, if you visualize vertically, then you can change your situation right then and there. But you have to have a vision. Always visualize vertically. Let's see where we at. How you doing, Kim? It says, What do you, again, we looking at the minor adjustment workbook, which when we do the program, each client will get this book, and it has a lot of questions in it, and we just doing a synopsis of it because I want to try to get the program out to more people who everybody has their phone. So it's like, instead of getting everybody into a meeting all the time, we can also stretch out and try to reach and help other people and help people no matter where they are. So it says, who do you visualize about? Who do you visualize about? And I wrote something from one of my authors, A.W. Tozer. He says, when our dominant desires are bad, when our dominant desires are bad, our whole life is bad. When the desires are good, our life comes up to the level of our desires. He says, if a person, all they visualize and have desires about is bad stuff, that's what will produce in their lives. But he says, if our desires and our visions about good stuff, that's exactly what happens. It will live up to what we visualize about. Always visualize vertically. A.W. Tozer said that. Next question. Where did you form that image from? I'm sorry, I skipped the question. What happens when you do? And where did you form that image from? And why do you think that image is in your mind? When you have an image, how you doing, Nick? When you have an image in your mind and you're visualizing about something, where did that image come from? Most of the things, or I think last subject we talked about surrender, and I was saying that we have to pay attention to where we build our foundation on. And when you have a vision of something, you have to track it down. Where did that vision come from? And most of my visions that I have come from my spiritual foundation. They are birthed off the spiritual foundation that I have. But everybody else can have a foundation off of something else. Not necessarily saying you can't have a vision off of it, but you have to find out where that vision come from. Just like, if you have the concept or a vision about you can't succeed because your parents never succeeded, you have to erase that foundation. You have to find out where that vision came from. All right, let's see. What does your sight show you? Remember I said that always live off your vision, never live off your sight. Always live off your vision, never live off your sight. Because your vision shows you where you could be, and your sight may show you where you are. How you doing, Andrew? It says, what does your vision show you? What does your vision show you? You have to always visualize vertically. Now you have to dig into the vision and find out what does that vision show you. When I have visions of things, one of the things I'm going to give y'all a good pointer right here. When you have a vision, pay attention to the small details in the vision. I have visions all the time about particular things, and there are certain people in that vision. I used to just let it slip my mind about the person who was in the vision, but now I'm paying attention to the people, the small details in the vision. Always visualize vertically. When you are visualizing about your future, visualizing about your marriage, visualizing about your business, visualizing about your health, or visualizing where you're supposed to be, pay attention to the small detail. They are very important. Let me see. Where was that?
To give an example of how strong vision is, I said it before, but at one time my husband, during his struggling period, he stayed clean for like almost a year. And I remember having a conversation with him, what made you go back? And he said, I started thinking about why I wasn't getting high. So he started sitting in his mind trying to put up this picture of why he was not getting high. So in order to do that, he had to picture himself getting high and try to figure out why he wasn't thinking about doing it. And that picture was in his mind, and you know what happened? He went back to getting high. Yeah. So you have what you think about is very powerful. It's very strong.
As a man think.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're doing a minor adjustment program, and minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain, and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. The two words in that mission statement that are powerful, that I tell all our facilitators and us to try to expound or try to instill or preach to the people individually or whatever, is obtain and maintain. The word obtain means to come into the possession of something, and the word maintain means to keep it in existence. Most individuals put more effort on getting out of jail, less effort on staying out. Most individuals put more effort on getting off of drugs, less effort on staying off of drugs. Ask me how I know. But I found out to obtain and maintain were two different things. And that's why I teach individuals. To obtain your freedom is easy. The challenge is to maintain it. To obtain your sobriety, that's easy. The challenge is to maintain it. Are you capable enough to have the coping skills and the relapse prevention skills and the things necessary for you to maintain the freedom that you will get, or to maintain the sobriety that you will get? And another thing, this is always visualized vertically, and we just teaching individuals how to make different changes to maintain the sobriety and the freedom that they will obtain. Because you won't have to, it's not hard to know how to obtain your freedom when you commit a crime and the judge sentences you. When he sentenced you, the purpose of him sentencing you is to let you know how much time you got to do. So you don't have to put too much emphasis on getting out of jail, because eventually when your time is up, they will release you. When your time is up, they will release you. But we need to get you, or you need to find the necessary things that you need to maintain the freedom that you got. How you doing, Conrad? And yeah, that was my cousin Conrad.
My godson's on here.
And Elijah. How you doing, Elijah? Okay, do you believe in yourself? Again, we going through the minor adjustment workbook, and we just picking out some things and finding out, different questions that you can ask yourself. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? It's a story by Pastor Tony Evans, and he says, and this particular story in this book, Kingdom Man. I don't know if you read books, but always find time to read books. Me personally, I like to read books. She reads books quicker than me. I don't know how fast she reads. She reads books like that. Me, I don't read as fast as her, but I always find books to read. But one of the books is Kingdom Man by Tony Evans. And the question is, do you believe in yourself? And in that particular book, he had a story about a kid. He said that this particular kid, he would come home from work. The father will come home from work, and the kid will come home from work or come home from school and be outside, and he'd be trying to dunk the basketball. And he'd be out there, and his father would ride past him and see him out there trying to dunk the basketball. And every time he would try to dunk the basketball, he would never be able to do it. So one day his father come home, he's out there, he's still trying to dunk this basketball. So his father go in the house, grab his paper, sit down, watch a little bit news. The kid runs in the house, and he says to the father, "Dad, I got it." And he said, "You got what?" He said, "I dunked the basketball." So his father like, "It's no way you dunked that basketball." So he said, "Come outside, let me show you." So the father went outside to the kid while he was trying to show him that he dunked the basketball. And he said when he went back, the kid went back, took the basketball, started dribbling, and ran up there. And to the father's surprise, he dunked it. Boom! He slammed it. Now the father went over to the basketball court, and he used this opportunity to teach his son something. And he raised the basketball court back up to the original standard, and told his son, never lower the standard. You live up to the standard that's set. Now I'm saying all that to say this. A lot of individuals who are struggling with a mood or mind-altering substance or criminal lifestyle keep trying to lower the standard instead of them living up to the standard that's set. If they can live up to the standard or try to live up to the standard instead of trying to lower the standard and then dunk the basketball and then call it success, they will be in a better condition. But they have to visualize and see themselves living up to the standard. Most individuals, because ask me how I know, I'm telling you from experience, I kept lowering the standard, thinking that everybody else is doing it, and then when I stopped doing it, I realized that everybody was not doing drugs. It was everybody I was hanging with that was doing drugs.
Everybody in your sights.
I thought everybody in the world was doing drugs and committing crime until I stopped doing it. I said, man, we was the minority. It's more people who aren't using drugs and who aren't committing crimes in our world. But those individuals, we have to live up to the standard. And the kid lowered the standard and he dunked the basketball and he thought he was successful, but he really wasn't. You got to live up to the standard.
We will lower the standard and we will walk around as if we're accomplishing something, because to other people we can say we did it, or to other people it may look like we're further along than what we are.
Yeah.
So part of that is being honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself. Visualizing vertically does not mean you have to look at yourself and look at yourself less than anyone else. It's visualizing yourself to a higher esteem. No matter how good you get, you can always do better.
Yes. Keep the standard set and live up to it. And again, minor adjustments is focused on anywhere but backwards. But in order for you to get to where you're trying to get to, you have to visualize yourself already basically doing it. I do it all the time. Let's see, page 39. Again, we're going through the minor adjustment workbook, which is one of the curriculums that I wrote for the program. You will be surprised at how many people don't move forward in life, Linnell, because of how they see themselves. Because of how they see themselves. You have to see yourself free from being in bondage. See yourself more than a conqueror. See yourself as the parent that you always wanted. See yourself free from coming back to jail or back to drugs, or just see yourself doing something productive in your community. It says, see yourself being responsible. See yourself being the children your parent raised you to be. See yourself being a better person. Close your eyes and see yourself doing it. Visualize yourself doing something that you thought you can possibly never achieve. See yourself doing it. See yourself doing it. Most of the things in my life that I am doing now, and I have not even touched the surface of where I see myself being, but most of the things that I'm doing now, I literally see myself doing it before I even got to the place where I am today. I'm just saying that you have to visualize it. Visualize yourself doing it. Visualize yourself. See yourself never doing drugs again. See yourself never committing crime again. See yourself being the person that you know you should be.
See your family restored.
See your family restored. Yeah. See your family restored. Let's see where I was at. The things we see today are the things we see now are here today, gone tomorrow. But the things we can't see now will last forever. That's actually a scripture that's in the back of the book. You can find it. I'll tell you later. But that's actually
Corinthians.
Huh?
You want me to put it?
What is it? Yeah. That's actually a scripture that things we see now are here today,
2 Corinthians.
gone tomorrow. But the things we can't see now will last forever. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18. The things that we see now are here today, but gone tomorrow. But the things we can't see now will last forever. It says that the things you visualize about it says the things you visualize about last longer than the things we see now. Always visualize vertically. The things that you see in your vision will last longer than the things you see now. Oh man, I get excited about it. I don't know how I can sit down. I thought I could. Cause it's hard for me to sit still. Oh man, it's good. Cause she always used to tell me this. You can sit down. Man, I get excited. Man, what I say? The things we see now. I gotta say it again. The things we see now are here today. and gone tomorrow, but the things we can't see will last forever. The things we can't see will last forever. Okay. It says, review today's lesson and write down or go over anything that you feel regarding visualizing. Okay, in Miss Shalanda Austin's book, Say It Till You See It, she says, in the book, Say It Till You See It by Shalanda Austin, it says, get a mental picture of yourself being successful. Oh, man. Listen. She said, get a mental picture of yourself being successful. Page 17. Get the book. Make sure y'all go support that and get her book. It says, get a mental picture of yourself being successful and ask God for direction, resources, and whatever else you feel will make your vision come to fruition. It says, get a mental picture of yourself being successful. Visualize yourself being successful. And then ask God to give you the resources to make what you vision come to fruition. Again, that's from Shalanda Austin's book, Say It Till You See It. Get a mental picture of yourself being successful. She says, visualize it. If you just always visualize vertically. Get a vision of yourself being successful. And ask God for the resources to make your vision come to fruition. That is so powerful. Wow.
I feel like I should say right here, we're talking about positive things. Because things can always work in reverse. So if you're constantly visualizing negative things, the negative behavior, negative actions, and negative fruit will come. When we talk about visualizing, we're saying vertically because we want forward momentum. We want everything upward. We don't want to go backwards. And we're also talking about positive things.
Positive. We're on a positive cycle. Positive cycle. Let's go. Where we at? I'm on page 40. It says the thought for the day. Visualize this thing that you want. See it. Feel it. And believe in it. Make your mental blueprint and begin to build. It says, how you doing, Pastor Roman? Visualize this thing that you want. See it, feel it, and believe in it. Make you a mental blueprint and begin to build. Visualize this thing that you want. If you want to see your marriage restored, visualize it. If you want to see yourself starting your own business, visualize it. If you want to see your children's lives change, visualize it. Whatever it is, visualize this thing that you want. See it, feel it, and believe in it. Visualize. Always visualize vertically.
And just know that when you visualize vertically, it's always taking you to another level or to a point beyond what's in front of you. It's like when you're driving a car and you're trying to get to a destination. You can have a vision of that destination in your head.
Yeah.
But as long as you're driving, all you get to see is where you are or what's in front of you, a few feet or whatever. You can't see beyond that, but your vision will take you beyond that. And because you know what's in your vision that's at the end of the destination that you're driving, you'll keep going. And that's what we want you to do. Get a vision in your head of where you want to be, what you would like. That's positive. And you keep driving towards that no matter what you see in front of you, no matter what the path puts you on or which way you're going. As long as you see that end, that positive end, keep that vision and let that drive you, let that push you.
Yeah, because remember I said that the 2 Corinthians 4:18, right? 2 Corinthians 4:18, it says what we see now is here today, going tomorrow, but the things that we visualize about will last forever. So remember that the things that you see in your vision will last longer than what we see in now. Again, minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. And the word obtain means to come into the possession of something, and the word maintain means to keep it in existence. And most individuals who struggle with drugs and most individuals who struggle with a criminal lifestyle put more effort on getting out of jail or getting off of drugs and less effort concentrating on staying out of jail, or staying off of drugs. Ask me how I know. But the word obtain means to come into the possession, and the word maintain means to keep in existence. What do I have to do, or what do I have to inquire or add to my life to keep my freedom or my sobriety in existence? Every day I build on my spiritual foundation, period. I stand on my spiritual foundation to help me, to give me the necessary ability to maintain the freedom that I had obtained. And our motto is anywhere but backwards. And that came from a scripture, Bible scripture, that I read years ago when I was in treatment. And it was Jeremiah 7:24. It says, yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel and the dictates of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards instead of forward. And I took that and I said, anywhere but backwards. So I just said, listen, we're going to go through some stuff and we're going to face some stuff, but as long as we go forward, no matter what obstacles come your way, keep going forward. No matter what other people may say, keep going forward. No matter what the things that might come, that might try to distract you, keep going forward.
And you got to know whatever you're going forward to must be great, because nothing will try to stop you from it. You know, when you're on a spiral path and you're going down, there's nothing there trying to cushion or block you. But as soon as you're trying to do something good,
that's right,
all kind of opposition comes.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because there's something greater
on the other side.
On the other side.
The only reason that, oh man, see, she done started me up. The only reason she sparked something. The only reason, listen to me, I'm giving you some stuff that I've learned over the years of just recently. The only reason the opposition comes is you should have grown to the position or to the level where when the opposition shows up, that's your confirmation that you're on the doorstep to something. Otherwise, the opposition or the distraction will never show up. If something is coming up and is getting in your way of your vision, if something is coming up and is getting in your way of your vision, then that's your confirmation that you are on the doorstep or knocking on the door of something great. But most individuals turn away when they face opposition. But I don't want to get ahead to my other stuff, so I'm gonna just stop. It says, as long as you keep staring at the obvious, you'll never be able to see the forest for the trees. Always live off your vision and never live off your sight. Always live off your vision, never live off your sight. I got that from Miles Monroe. Always live off your vision, never live off your sight. Why he say that? Your sight shows you what's now, but your vision shows you what's to come. Your sight shows you what's now. Your vision shows you what to come. When I was on crack cocaine, that showed my wife what was now, but the vision showed her what was going to come. Your sight shows you what's now. When I was on drugs, it showed her that I was on drugs, but her vision showed us what was going to come years later. Always visualize vertically. Never always live off your vision. Never live off your sight. I don't care what it looks like. If you can see it in your face, don't believe it. Live off a vision. Always live off your vision. Never live off of your sight. Your sight shows you what's now, but your vision shows you what's to come. Always visualize vertically.
And I want to add to that. My
Go ahead, baby.
He had to speak in Atlantic City, and he would say what you want to say.
Yeah.
So in saying that, I'm saying speak your vision, don't speak your sight.
Yeah, that's good. Speak your vision, don't speak your sight. I told her that, but she didn't give me credit. But speak your vision. I don't know where she got that from. I must have wrote it down somewhere. She been reading my notes. Speak your vision and don't speak your sight. Speak your vision and don't speak your sight. Alright? Let me see. Right now, your sight showed you that your current situation is what your current situation is. Listen, I'm talking to somebody. Right now, your sight shows you what your current situation is. Right now, your sight is showing you what your current situation is. Watch this. And it's true. when her sight showed her that I was addicted to drugs, It was true. Her sight showed her that it's true. But check this out. It says, what your sight show right now, your sight shows you that your current situation is what your current situation is. Watch this. And it's true. But your vision shows you where you could be. Watch this. That's also true. So your sight can be showing you that a certain situation is what it is. It's true. Don't sit there and say, well, this is not, I don't believe it. No. That person that you're struggling with or that issue that you're having, it's true. But you have to always visualize vertically, because that's also true. What's here, what you see today, 2 Corinthians 4:18. What you see today is here today, but it's going tomorrow. But what you see in your vision will last forever. What your sight shows you now about your current situation, be it finances, gambling, pornography, lust, whatever, marriage, business, work, whatever it is, it's true. But your vision also shows you what's true. Don't waste time on small dreams. Dreams big. Dream big. It's nothing wrong with small dreams, but if it's your dream, then why not dream big? Always visualize vertically. The word vertical means a vertical or upright position. Always being in the same direction. Always being in the same direction. When we go through anything, it doesn't matter. We have to always be going in the same direction. No matter what comes, always focus on going in the same direction. Always visualize vertically. The word vertical means always going in the same direction. So no matter what's going on, if your spouse or your something at your job or something at your business or something in your ministry is not going how you think it should be going, just remember, whoever you're connected to, always be going in the same direction. Who do you want to be? This is good. I got this from, that question is something that's in the book, but what I'm about to read is a quote from Alan Cooper, is a PhD. Cooper, sorry. It says, visualize success, he says. One powerful way to discover your strength is to visualize success. He says, to visualize is to create a vivid picture in your mind's eye. When you visualize, you see yourself doing something that's important to you. He says, when you visualize, you see yourself doing something that's important to you. He says, one powerful way to discover your strength is to visualize. He says, if you visualize, you can discover your strength. How is it possible for me to discover my strength when I'm actually going through something? Because what's here today is gone tomorrow. What's seen today is gone here today and gone tomorrow. But what you visualize about is here, it stays forever. It lasts forever. So when you visualize, you can actually see your strength in your vision instead of the weakness that you see in your flesh or right now. So he says you can see your strength in your visions. Let's see. Let's move on. What direction are you always looking in? What direction are you always looking in? Most individuals, you can find out if you talk to them, and you can find out where they're headed or where they're going when you talk to them, what they seeing. What direction are you always looking in? Is it always every time I get paid I'm broke? Why you always focusing on that? Why not say every time I get paid more money come? What direction are you looking in? Most people focus on the wrong things. We always focus on what we magnify the negative. Like we might magnify the negative in our community, say it's a lot of drug killing and a lot of this going on. Look how many people who didn't die. It's a whole lot of people who are still alive.
And what happens a lot of times is people live in the past. So you can't drive a car in reverse. You can't constantly look in your rearview mirror and go forward.
That's
when you're
right.
looking in your rearview mirror, a lot of times you're preparing to go backwards.
Yeah.
You got to look back. And that's what we do. We don't try to go forward because of something that happened to us before, what happened in our past. We'll look at that and say, well, I don't do this because this happened to me, or this happened to me when I was little, and that's why I'm like that.
Yeah.
Because you're living behind you, and we're trying to get you to visualize past that.
Yeah. Yo, make sure y'all share the page with y'all other people on your site so they can be able to check it out too. Y'all can share it or like the button and everything.
And somebody out there, don't be afraid of your vision.
Yeah.
Sometimes that stops us, and we'll fight it because we're afraid of it.
Yeah.
And I could tell you, my boss, my old boss, she would always tell me that you might not be here long. I see you, doing something else. But I was so content where I was. I didn't want to move.
She was afraid of the vision.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to. It looked like too much work, too much headache. And she looked good doing it. But let me help you. Whatever you need, I could do that. But you never know, because the people around you, what you're looking at, I never knew until recently that me watching things that she was doing or helping her when she was out of the office, I utilize a lot of that now in my position that I'm in. Once I started seeing myself further instead of being as comfortable in the one spot that I was in, because I was afraid of it. I didn't want all that responsibility.
Don't be afraid. Y'all better take that. I like that. Don't be afraid of your vision. I don't know how she must be reading my papers while I'm at work. Don't be afraid of your vision. That was good. Don't be afraid of your vision. Okay, let me see. Next question. Again, we're going through doing a synopsis of the Minor Adjustment Program. You can like it and share the page to other individuals. And again, we focused on trying to help encourage individuals. We are naturally born encouragers. We want to encourage people. But remember, when a person is a natural born encourager, when we give out, we get depleted. So you can always just pray for us and everything, because we are naturally born. That's what God laid on our heart to do, to encourage individuals. But sometimes people think when we encourage individuals that we don't need encouragement ourselves. And that's why it's always good for somebody to just call me, and not only call me when they're in need or need an encouraging word. If you just call and say, man, you all right? How you doing? I know how to encourage myself, but at the same time, it's a good thing to do. So always remember, to try to be there for other individuals. And we did, what direction are you always looking in? We did that. And don't be afraid of your vision. I can't get that out. It won't leave me. I'm gonna have to do something with that. I'll write it down.
I'll let you use it, babe.
She gonna let me use it. But anyway, I'm gonna give her credit for it the first time, and after that, yeah. But anyway, the next question is, where does your vision say you should be? Now again, we're talking about questions in the Minor Adjustments workbook. Minor Adjustments is the 8-week course that we try to go to different facilities. If you know anybody who has facilities and substance abuse or halfway house, Salvation Armies, any type of facilities, if you got a stronghold ministry at your church, we like to connect with those individuals and try to do the Minor Adjustments program there. We come in each week, and each week we teach on a different subject. At the end of the 8 weeks, we have a graduation where the clients or participants receive anywhere but backwards bracelets, like I got on, and they receive a certificate. We want to try to instill in individuals a sense of self-worth, or restore the sense of self-worth. And my wife does something that at the graduation that I really like when she do it. She play the music, when they're having a graduation in a school or something, the graduation music. She play the graduation music, and the people be coming to get the certificates, and they feel so good, and they feel like a accomplishment. Yeah, so we try to do stuff like that. All right, where does your vision say you should be? Always visualize vertically. Always visualize vertically. All right, listen to me. When you always visualizing vertically, you have to see yourself, watch this, as the thermostat, not the thermometer. All right, hold on. Listen to me. When you need to visualize vertically, you have to start seeing yourself as the thermostat, not the thermometer. The thermostat sets the temperature it wants in the room. The thermometer reflects the temperature that's going on in the room. Okay, listen to me. You, a thermostat, when you are visualizing, you have to visualize yourself as the thermostat, not the thermometer. You want to set the temperature in your family. How you want your family to be, you set how you want your family to be. How you want your marriage to be, you set how you want your marriage to be. How you want your business to run, you set how you want the business to run. When you are visualizing vertically, you have to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. The thermometer only reflects the temperature that's in the room, but the thermostat the thermostat is the one who sets the temperature. How I want people, how you want individuals around you, you set how you want it to be. Don't be the thermometer. Don't be the thermometer and just sitting on the thermometer and just you reflecting what's going on around you. Now, don't live that way. You need to make a minor adjustments. While you're visualizing, you have to see yourself as the thermostat. Meaning, the people around my circle, I want them to function how I function. I don't want to be a thermometer, get in the situation and then adapt to what's going on around me. No, when I go to my job, I want to be the thermostat. I want to change the area. I want to set it to how I want it. When I'm at doing ministry, I want to turn it to how I want it. Remember, when you are visualizing vertically, you have to always see yourself as a thermostat, not a thermometer. The thermometer only reflects the temperature that's in the room. But how did the temperature get like that? The temperature got like that is because the thermostat set it to what it wanted to be. The thermometer is just a reflection of what the thermostat set. You have to always visualize vertically. You set the temperature. If everybody is doing something else, they're thermometers. I want to be
I'm in control.
I want to be the thermostat. I want my community to be this way. I want my marriage to be this way. I want my business to be this way. I want my relationship with my spirituality or my higher power to be this way. You set the temperature. When you are visualizing vertically, you have to always see yourself as the thermostat, not the thermometer.
Amen.
Hey, man. You gotta be the thermostat. I'm trying to let it go. I can't. Let's go. Let's move on. Why won't you look higher than here? Why won't you? If you see yourself on one level, why won't you look higher than somewhere else? You can see yourself higher than where you currently are. You can be higher than where you currently are. But some people can't even see themselves higher than where they are. I do not want to stay at an entry level at nothing that I do. I always see myself higher. And that's not saying that it's something wrong. Hey, come on. We're going to set See, I don't know if it went out on y'all or not, but it went out on us. But let's keep moving. What's blocking you from looking vertical? Next page. Life is one big road, lots of signs. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't complicate your mind. Flee from mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thoughts. Put your vision to reality. Wake up and live. Keep your dreams alive. Understand to achieve anything require first faith, belief in yourself, vision, hard work, determination, and dedication. Remember, all things are possible for those who believe. Remember, all things are possible for those to believe. Remember, this is one of my sayings that I have in my gym, but I live off it too. Motivation only gets you started. How you doing, Eugene? God bless you, man. Motivation only gets you started. It's dedication that keeps me going. I was motivated to do what I do because I had people like Pastor Roman at the Colony of Mercy who mentored me. He motivated me, but it was my dedication that keeps me going. He motivated me. Motivation only gets you started. So I can motivate individuals, but the individuals will have to get dedicated in order for them to succeed. Motivation only gets you started. It's dedication that keeps you going. What we doing? But anyway, let's roll. Thought for the day. It says it's important to be true to yourself and your vision. It's important to be true to yourself and your vision. Yeah, I'm sorry that it keep freezing, but we'll keep. We're going to just keep on rolling. Didn't I tell y'all always visualize vertically? When stuff come our way, we don't stop. We go forward. Always visualize vertically. We passed that level. I told y'all that things that come our way now, we grew to the point where as though that's confirmation. So that means we about to receive something. We done grew to the point where we get confirmation from the enemy. But anyway, the last thing I want to go over, it says, page 44, it's important to be true to yourself and your vision. It's important to be true to yourself and your vision. Other people might not be agreeable with your vision, but you have to be true to yourself and your vision. One of the things that I teach people when I'm talking about purpose is that when you are following your purpose, check this out, you want for y'all to beware, watch this, beware, this is real. I got this written down in my book. Beware of enemies of your vision. We talking about vision. One of them are disobedience. The next one is sin. The next one is fear. The next one is discouragement. The next one is procrastination. The next one is past failures. The next one is the opinions of others. The next one is, watch this, distractions.
That freezing is a distraction. Don't even worry about it.
See, listen, I'm telling y'all about beware of enemies of your vision. And one of the enemies of your vision is a distraction. The next one is success. The next one is tradition. The next one is a wrong environment. Good God Almighty. When you are a visionary and you have a vision, you can't be putting yourself in a wrong environment. You have to put yourself in an environment where it would expose or lift up your vision. If you get in an environment and it seems to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. It was from Jeremiah 7:24 that says, yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel and the dictates of their evil hearts, and they went backwards and not forward. Our motto is always anywhere but backwards. Again, we're talking about always visualize vertically. Never live off your sight. Always live off your vision. Always live off your vision. Never live off your sight. And beware of the enemies of your vision, which are disobedience, sin, fear, discouragement, procrastination, past failures, the opinions of others, distractions, success, tradition, a wrong environment, comparison. Next Friday we will be doing next Friday at 6 p.m. we'll be doing